baby, it's not for you.
So good.
It is so good.
I dipped in this town a few days ago. The girl I come to see, you know I love her so.
It's December, it's snowy outside, and in my house that means it's cookie baking time. I know there's a ton of recipes for molasses cookies out there, but I really think mine is the best. They're crispy and chewy at the same time. They've got this gorgeous sugared exterior, and they're heavily spiced. They are so good. And what I really love about this recipe is that it's incredibly easy to make. To get started, you want to use a stand mixer. You could also use a hand mixer, or even, a whisk. It's gonna take a little muscle, but you can do it. So just add the butter straight to the bowl. And it's really important that you use room temperature butter. If you don't, the cookies aren't gonna work. Next, add the sugar. And then you're gonna cream it together. That really just means blending it together. But again, room temperature butter is crucial. So, quick note, there's a real misconception about what creaming butter and sugar means. So it's not just combining it, you really want it to get light and fluffy and like pale yellow. It takes like 1 to 2 minutes. So just keep going. It should look like this. Okay, so this is the final consistency that you want. You can see it's pale yellow, it's fluffy, like this looks super different than when I first added it. Okay, moving on. Next step, turn the motor back on and add 1 egg. So you just want to beat the egg until it's just combined and then scrape down the side of the bowl again. Wow. It's kind of a weird angle to do this. Okay, motor back on, and you're gonna add the molasses. Key part of molasses cookies. And again, scrape down the bowl. I don't know about you, but when it comes to cookies, like, I want it to be easy. I want to eat the cookies like as soon as they come out of the oven. I don't want to chill them for 24 hours. Like, I just want it to be easy. And these are so easy. Okay, we can move on to the dry ingredients. Very exciting. We've got flour, baking soda, salt, ground ginger, cardamom, cinnamon, and cloves. So I actually tried this recipe with fresh ginger. I thought that would be good, like, ooh, fresh ginger cookies. And it just didn't really come out. Like, the ground ginger just had so much more flavor. Okay, motor back on. We're gonna slowly add the flour. Slowly is crucial, otherwise you're gonna make a mess. You might still make a mess. Moving on, add your baking soda, salt, ginger, a lot of ginger, cardamom, cinnamon. Okay, we're looking good. That's exactly what the batter should look like. So just clean up your paddle, whisk, hand mixer, whatever it is. You want all the batter to be together. And I'm just gonna clean up my station before we move on to the next step.
Somebody else thinks it looks good too.
Ruby! I can't take her anywhere. Movie magic. So next you want to line your baking sheet with parchment paper. And I always find it really annoying when you put your parchment and it does this. What gives? Some people flip it upside down, but that, you know, it's still kind of lumpy. So, little pro tip here. Take your parchment and then just unfold. I know it's not the prettiest, but it does stay flat, and that's really what matters. For the cookie dough, you want to take a 1 tablespoon measure, and you're just going to scoop out some batter. Take your tablespoon, you can use your hand, and then just roll it into a ball. Like that. It's like a little egg. And then you're gonna roll the dough in sugar. You don't have to do this, but I think it gives it this like sparkly, festive outside. Just make sure it's fully coated with sugar. These cookies really spread, so you wanna make sure they have plenty of room on the baking sheet, at least 3 inches apart from other cookies. So if you're using, you know, a normal size baking sheet, it should be like 4 cookies a sheet. I know this looks like a lot of space, but these really are gonna spread. So if this spreads, like you just wanna make sure that they're not gonna touch and like blend into each other. So I tried a version of these with turbinado sugar, you know, that like raw, chunky sugar, and I thought it was gonna be like extra sparkly, but I actually preferred the look of it with regular granulated sugar. It's up to you, use whatever you have. So I'm gonna bake these for 10 to 12 minutes. Okay. It's almost 11 a.m. and my breakfast is gonna be these cookies. Okay, they smell amazing, which is the sign that they're ready to come out. Ooh. Wow. So you can see why the spacing was so important. No one's touching, they had space to spread. I'm gonna let them cool for 5 minutes on the baking sheet and then transfer them to a wire rack. And then pop in my second batch. Come right off, just put them right on the wire rack. And from here, just let them cool to room temperature. Vanna White pose with my cookies. The thing that I really love about these cookies is look how thin they are. I mean, look at that. Delicious. Let me know in the comments what your favorite cookies are to bake during the holidays. And of course, let me know if you make these. My personal favorite.